Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play and earn gaming on the blockchain, such as ravenquest. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about ravenquest, a Web3, or I guess a Web2 game moving into Web3 MMORPG, and what it's getting right about the Web3 vision and innovation and basically path forward for sustainable tokenomics and sustainable game economies. And I want to start off by talking a little bit about a couple other things they're getting right besides the tokenomics, and I'm going to lead into a must-see video that is definitely worth your time. If you watch any video today on YouTube, it should be the tail end of this video because it's going to be impressive, I think. Now, when we talk about ravenquest, I haven't created a lot of content on ravenquest just yet because it's a very complex game. I just played the recent early access testing, I think it was back in December, and was just getting ramped up on the game. I will be creating content here in preparation of global launch and at global launch, so stay tuned for that. But let's just hop into kind of what's going on with ravenquest before we talk about the tokenomics aspect of Web3. First of all, ravenquest is launching, their global release is going to be on March 14th, so it's just about 2 weeks away. You can see here what's leading up to that with name reservations, a Twitch launch party, and then the global release. And if you want to join me in ravenquest, you can use this ravenquest referral link below to get started and signed up. You're going to get $25 in free Raven packs when you use this registration link, and you're going to get entered in a land raffle that they're giving away up to $25,000 worth of ravenquest land. I'll leave the link in the video description below as well. Definitely, I would suggest if you haven't signed up for ravenquest that you do so in preparation for global release, because this game is going to be a powerhouse in Web3 here. Just a huge audience already, a lot in South America for sure, but just tons of views on Twitch, a really passionate user base and player base already, and the game is very, very deep. But what I want to share with you is basically what the team has done well so far, and that is they've over communicated with the community. And they hold regular AMAs and town halls, just it seems like every week these days, and they're very open and transparent with what they're doing. You can see here that they've published their post-release roadmap with specific dates and what's being delivered with each patch as it's mapped out here. And this is impressive. This is the probably exact opposite of what's happening in Splinterlands. And man, you got to give kudos or props to ravenquest for putting this out there and, you know, basically saying that they're going to meet these dates here with great confidence. You can see here, they've got all the patches here on this screen through patch 1.07 with what is being released functionality wise, as well as the date of release here. And it's impressive. Yeah, I mean, you can just see it, read it, and see the dates and see the planning here. Yeah, this is how software development and game development is done. And you can see here, they also go up to patch 1.10 here, as well as future expansions and future plans here. Not specific dates here, but this is more past May 20th. So it's basically more than 2 months out, more than a quarter out. And they're kind of giving an idea of what's coming in the future from a roadmap perspective. So that's very, very powerful. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about specifically on this video. I'm going to lead into yesterday's AMA, that Niter, who is the CEO of Tavern Light Games, who's the creators of ravenquest, talking about specifically his views on daily active users, on anti-cheats, on bot farms, on sustainable economy, tokenomics, and what Web3 projects have had issues with or failed because of not properly paying attention to these things. And if you're in my audience here from games like Splinterlands or Parallel, this is going to hit home. It's going to ring true. And hopefully you'll agree with both myself and Niter here with what he is saying, what ravenquest is doing, what they're investing in, and their vision for the future of their economy in game and the sustainability of their MMORPG moving forward, building off a very strong foundation here. Let's see what Niter has to say.
BattlEye integration. Our commitment to fairness in gaming has led us to take another major step in our fight against cheaters. To reinforce our existing efforts with AnyBrain, we're excited to announce integration of BattlEye, one of the most effective client-level anti-cheat solutions available. This additional layer of protection will help us detect and eliminate external exploits at the source, ensuring a more secure and competitive environment for all players from launch. BattlEye will work alongside AnyBrain since the global release stress test to form a powerful defense system combining behavioral analysis with real-time exploit detection. By leveraging both technologies, we can identify and act against a wider range of cheating methods, doubling down on our mission to maintain a fair and balanced game. This is incredibly important for us. We've spoken in great depths about why we take this so seriously. I would venture to argue we take cheating more seriously than any Web3 game I'm confident in, but even I would say any Web2 game. We think we want to take an approach where we are very aggressive against cheaters. We understand this will hurt our daily active users because a lot of games have incredibly inflated numbers from being able to do even just basic scripting, just anti-logout scripting and stuff like that. We are taking a very strong, aggressive approach against this, and that's why we do have multiple levels of defense. A lot of games will integrate AnyBrain or BattlEye or Easy Anti-Cheat or something like that. We're integrating both. We want to be able to detect everything and anything and ultimately make for the most fair game possible. We feel very strongly that there are things that are wrong with token economies in games. And we feel one of the biggest things is the lack of aggression towards cheaters. Many say, oh, we have an anti-bot system and stuff like that. Unless they are Blizzard or Riot, their anti-bot system is likely just, oh, someone sends in a ticket and we check some, like whatever, some day, like it is not easy to build out a strong anti-cheat. It is consistent development, consistent tweaks, consistent changes. That is why partnering with the best is so important here. And having multiple levels too, because BattlEye doesn't detect certain things that AnyBrain does and vice versa, right? And that is incredibly important. But we feel very much that one of the biggest weaknesses that a lot of games tokenomics have had is they are allowing such rampant exploitation of the ecosystem, which means if someone is running 100 characters, they are getting more than enough rewards, if not way too much rewards. And the player who is a single player is barely getting any rewards. So what they have to do is they have to ramp up the rewards to make sure that single player actually gets a good amount of rewards to make it like, you know, something that they're excited about. But then it's making the extractors taking out even more by cheating anyways. So we feel very much like if you look at a model like that, you have to ramp up the rewards by 10, 100x to account for the amount of cheaters to keep it balanced for that player who is an honest player. And when you're ramping out 10, 100x, what is happening to the ecosystem? It's just never going to work. And so we're taking a very different approach on a lot of things. And we feel that's super needed. We feel like there needs to be a very different approach to Web3 games and Web3 game rewards, and we are taking a very different approach. And the first step in that is being very stern on cheaters. Okay, you know, maybe we have 100,000 daily active users or 200,000 as opposed to, you know, 1-2 million, because not every player running 10 characters or bot farm running 100 characters. We're okay with that. We'd rather people know what real players look like. People who've played our early accesses, you guys saw what that amount of players feels like when they're authentic. It is very vibrant, a very strong community, and that's what's important at the end of the day, not inflated numbers for the sake of selling to VCs or exchanges. They like to brag how many users they have, even if it's not real players. Again, it is the problem is a lot of VCs and exchanges, they are just not savvy enough I mean, a lot of them are, sorry, to be clear, a lot of VCs are, but a lot of VCs aren't. And they will just see a daily active user like number, and they'll be like, oh my God, that must be that many players. However, within a few hours of playing, they'll be like, well, hold on. How does this game have 250,000 users, yet I played for a day and I'm on the leaderboard. How does that make sense, right? But it is a tactic that works, and that's why a lot of projects do it. And I think it ruins Web3 economies flat out. I think it's the biggest pain point right now for them. And projects that say they have like their own anti-cheat, again, unless they're a Blizzard or Riot. Blizzard and Riot built out their own anti-cheats that are pretty decent. But it is a huge amount of resources. The only reason they did that is because services like this are expensive, especially when you have a lot of players. It is expensive, but we feel like it is cost 100% worth having.
Those were some wise words, in my opinion, and it's really a breath of fresh air seeing a Web3 project really lead with that philosophy, that those values, and really kind of that vision for how they want their tokenomics and their in-game economy and assets protected here. I think it's the way that Web3 successful Web3 games will implement in the future. And given kind of the dark days we've had recently here in crypto with scams and hacks and meme coins and rug pulls and just all kinds of nonsense and nastiness, this is the kind of thing that I think is going to bring the real investments and the real value in Web3 gaming and the crypto bull run in the future here, hopefully in the not so distant future, where projects that have value, that have innovation, that have vision, that have utility, these are the projects that are going to be rewarded. These are the projects that are going to do well and reward their players and their users. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Is this the right way to approach Web3 gaming, specifically with regards to bots and cheating? Or is this not the right way? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, keep stacking those stats.
That's entertainment.